Having a hybrid or remote workforce can benefit employers and employees. But when people work from home, they can feel compelled to always be online and available for work. This could mean checking their emails at night or answering their boss's phone calls after working hours. Not being in a designated workplace blurs the lines between work and life for many employees. That's why the right to disconnect has become a more widespread movement across the globe. In this video, I'll explain what the right to disconnect is and how you can support your employees so they can take time to disconnect. What is the right to disconnect? The right to disconnect is the idea that employers shouldn't require employees to perform work-related duties outside of their set work hours. The concept suggests that workers have a right to a personal life that isn't interrupted by job-related tasks. While this isn't a new idea, the right to disconnect is gaining popularity due to increased mobile technology and remote work. What places currently have laws about the right to disconnect? Some countries have passed legislation on the right to disconnect. France was the first to adopt a policy in 2017. They were followed by Spain, Italy, Germany, Ireland, the Philippines, and Portugal. Additionally, Ontario, Canada enacted its right to disconnect laws in 2022. The law requires businesses with 25 or more employees to have a written policy allowing workers to disconnect outside of work hours. While the right to disconnect hasn't made its way to the United States just yet, many employers have adopted the policy. What are the advantages of the right to disconnect? Some advantages of the right to disconnect include the following. Number 1. It prevents employee burnout. In a recent survey, 79% of US employees reported high levels of work-related stress and burnout. Stopping work-related communications after work hours can help reduce anxiety and stress. Number 2, it protects workers' privacy. When employees work all the time, they often feel that they have no time to themselves. This can lead to less productivity, poor work performance, and errors. Number 3, it reinforces healthy boundaries. Working from home makes maintaining boundaries between work and play difficult. The right to disconnect helps employees strike the proper balance they need to improve trust and morale. What are the challenges of the right to disconnect? Right to disconnect laws might not work for every organization. Many employers are skeptical of this legislation because it can be too broad. For example, physicians may need to be on call in case of an after-hours emergency. It might also take some flexibility away from employees. Not every employee wants to work a traditional work schedule. If their employer approves, employees might prefer to set their own hours. A right to disconnect law could set blanket rules that leave employees without this flexibility. How can you support your employees' desire to disconnect? Even without an official law, you can improve your company culture by creating a formal policy supporting your employees' right to disconnect. Your policy should outline your expectations on when employees should finish their workday and best practices for unplugging. For example, let's say you offer a robust employee benefits package. In that case, you should highlight the perks that help your staff unwind at the end of the day, such as wellness programs, PTO, and lifestyle stipends. You can also survey your employees to determine how to shape your policy and benefits to create a work-life balance that works best for them. Even if the legal framework for a right to disconnect law in the United States is a long way off, creating a company policy focusing on employee wellness, healthy boundaries, and privacy will go a long way toward a more positive company culture, reduced burnout, and increased employee loyalty. To learn more about the right to disconnect, you can read our blog post on the topic. We've included a link to it in the description. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more employee benefits and small business tips. Thanks for watching.